Good morning, and here I am today with the tips of writing a very good story which will definitely attract your readers, and you will be scoring high in story writing. So all of us, we know that this is a part of syllabus in class 9th. Even if you are trying to write a story, you can use this format. How to develop an interesting story I am going to discuss with you. So let's start with the format of the story. That which are the important elements जिसको आप add करके you can score good marks. And it is not always about scoring marks, but it is also to enhance your vocabulary, your English, that how beautifully you can express yourself. So let's start with this. So it has three divisions, okay? The beginning of the story, middle of the story, and then end of the story. So how and what? I'm going to discuss two things. How and what. तो पहले हम discuss करते हैं what you have to write and how you have to write. I will be discussing in the progress of my video. So keep watching till end. We will start with the beginning. What you have to do is include a hook. Hook is what you know, to grab the attention of the reader. Now in your question it will be given the introduction, how to start. Whatever the verbal input will be given to you, you have to start your story with that. But after that you can draw always the attention of the reader. Yes. So here are the two things. You may start after writing that clue, you may start the story with a question, or you can start with feelings and emotions of the character or your feelings and emotions. For an example, how to start with a question? Like, how about you thought of a summer vacation in a hill station? Or what was your experience when you went to a hill station? Likewise. Now, feeling and these emotions, that how the person, maybe the big man, the short man, his face turned out to be red like beetroot, this way. Alright. So here we are dealing with the feelings and emotions, maybe happy, maybe sad and all these things. But here I will request, please avoid using very common words. So I will be telling you that which words you can reform with this very common words. Next thing, use adjectives and adverbs. I have given an example. Terrified Aman quickly jumped out of the way. Aman jumped out of the way. If you're writing, it is very simple and it is not a narration also. It won't be taken as a narrative. So it's better you add adjective and adverb when you're writing a scene, when you're talking about a person, anything. Alright. So here I have given an example. Next, describe a setting. वो स्कूल हो सकता है, फॉरेस्ट हो सकता है, it could be a mall, it could be a shop, it could be a market, it could be a old house, cottage. So that the hint is always given in the verbal input. But if say suppose no hint is given, this is how you can develop the story. So at any point of time you won't get stuck up. Fine. So describe a setting means the place where this story or the incident took place. That is where and when. Where and when does the story happen? Setting two questions को answer करता है, where and when this story happened. Next, you can describe about what is the weather like. Was it a sunny day? Was the sky overcast? All these things to describe the weather. It was a warm morning, it was drizzling, it was raining heavily, likewise. Alright. So I have given one example, dear children. It was a beautiful morning I walked through a forest. It was warm sunny day. So I have described the day was very warm, and I was walking through the forest, means that is the place. And how was the weather? It was warm sunny day. This way. And whenever you are using these expressions, keep underlining. Not for the personal story narrations, but when you are answering a question in storytelling. Now next example, next thing which you have to keep in mind is to describe the characters. You need to introduce characters, because characters ke bina stories will not move on, right? So you have to name the characters. यदि आपने वहाँ पे pet को introduce किया है, not a stray dog. I'm not talking about any stray animal, but I'm talking about the pet. If the pet is with you, please mention the name of the pet. Okay? Because it is very natural. Fine. Then here, mention the traits. How did they look? What is their nature? All these things you have to write. I have given one example. A haggard, skinny old man. So he was not looking good, but he was skinny also, old man. So this is how you have to describe the characters which you are introducing into it. Fine. Then maybe Rohan, my friend, is very supportive. Alright, this way you have to write. Now we will discuss about the middle section of the story, that is the second paragraph. We are going to deal with the second paragraph. Use all the 5 senses. It smelled beautiful. Air was very fresh, freshly smelled flowers. Anything which is using your 5 senses. Alright? That makes the story very interesting, children. Okay? I could feel the touch was soft, delicate, rough, all this thing. It smelled very nice. The fragrance was very beautiful, this way. Alright, so use all the 5 senses. Smell, touch, feel, see, all these things. Listen. Now I have written here, mentioned like you should use onomatopoeia. If you have seen my previous video lectures, there I have explained what is onomatopoeia. That is the word which is sounding exactly like that thing. Okay, a few examples I will be giving by the end of my lecture. But here, like buzz, that is the sound of bees. Splash, if you are passing or walking by the edge of a river, then you can write this way. I threw a stone which made a splash. Okay? Or which sank in the river with a splash. Okay, so these are the words. These are the words which you can use for the sound which is particularly using for that thing only. Like water ke liye splash, bees ke liye buzz. I have given one example. So ring. Why I have used here double N, to tell the intensity ki it was a long ring. It was a long ring. And like buzz, it was a long buzz. That is. Okay, so the sound of my alarm clock droned into my ears. So ऐसे words use करें please. Okay, now include an action. Include an action. Just say for an example, I have given here one example that terrified Aman jumped quickly out of the way. So that is an action. There might be a problem, tabhi that is why he was terrified. So all these things according to the given clue, or you can introduce, which will make your story very interesting. Alright, fine. Now coming to the end of the story, what you have to do is try to resolve the problem. आपके पास जो भी यहाँ problem हुआ होगा, the thing you have to resolve, that is the third paragraph. End of the story is the third paragraph. Please keep into mind the word limit also. You have to express in 2 or 3 sentences and that's it. Alright? Fine. Try to resolve problem, maybe a solution and an advice. You can have one line as an advice also. Use powerful verbs and adjectives. It is very, very, very important. Maybe not story, but your answers or any descriptive paragraph or paraphrasing, please use the useful verbs and adjectives, powerful verbs. I have given here an example. I was greeted by friendly voices. यदि मैं लिखती कि I was welcomed by my friends, बहुत simple. But here I have reformed it. I was greeted by friendly voices. मतलब I was greeted by my friends. So this is sounding better. Fine. Include dialogues. It is always advisable that if you are writing a narrative, please write dialogues within double inverted commas. That enhances your presentation, dear children. So hurry or you will be late. ऐसे examples. Sir, don't go into that place. Don't go to that place. It is very scary. This way. Now, what you have to do after writing? This is the main important thing. What is check? What you have to check? Spellings and punctuations. Very, very important. You are writing a dialogue, okay, without double inverted commas, means you are losing marks in expressions and it won't be impressive also. Then punctuations and spellings. Then usage of past tense. Only use 2 tenses. Normally it is always used past tense, simple past and past continuous. The story should have or should proceed with this tense only. Fine. And also check if a story makes some sense or not. This is the thing. And further in my storytelling tips, I will be telling you that how impressive you can make with a few words.